SummerSlam 2023 is now in the books. D-Town, Detroit, Motor City, baby, whatever you want to call it. And we only got one thing to do now, and that's to review it. Before we get into the review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell next to it. Also, for the algorithms, if you want to show me some love, hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. You can do it right now. It's not going to hurt you. Thank you very much. Now, let's get into this. So, I want to start this review off by talking about two wrestlers that in my heart of heart, that I am extremely happy and filled with joy for. One of them lost their match, which is cool. We'll brush it off, we'll move forward and do it later. But the other one also did their thing, and I'm extremely happy for them as well. So the one that lost, it is Ricochet. All right, if you've checked out the channel for a while, you guys know I've been a fan of his for a while, since New Japan, especially in Lucha Underground. So I'm so happy about this opportunity that he got. You guys know I was excited before the match even happened. I don't even know what was going to happen in the match, other than there was going to be a lot of spots in there. But the fact that he was able to get a big match on a premium live event, not just a premium live event, one of the big 4 premium live events, made me so happy for this man. Like, when I was watching this, I promise you, you would think that I had Botox before the match, because I was smiling from ear to ear. Like, I was smiling like, this dude was my son, okay? I was just happy for the guy. I'm sorry, I'm just happy. I know it's weird, but it is what it is. But he put on a really good match with Logan Paul. They got a lot of time. Ricochet didn't get buried. He showed his talent. Like, we all know he's talented, but he hasn't had one of these type of matches pretty much ever in WWE as a solo competitor, excluding NXT, of course. And Logan Paul also did his thing. Now, I know a lot of people don't really like Logan Paul due to the Forest thing and him scamming people, which I understand. I'm not for scamming people. I don't know much about him in his personal life outside of what I've heard online or what I've seen in wrestling. But even though he scammed people outside the ring, in the ring, he ain't scamming nobody. He has not missed yet. Now, I get it. People will say the people he wrestled against were pretty good wrestlers, so it's very hard to have a bad match. He wrestled Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Ricochet, the list goes on, and I get that. But to be fair, there has been some wrestlers who've wrestled some WWE legends in the ring in their prime and given them the worst match of the legend's career, even to the point where some of these people got fired. So even though there's a high probability of having a great match against great wrestlers, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a guarantee. So Logan Paul, looking as good as he did in the ring, only being on WrestleMania matches for a couple of them, I think he did a really good job. The way that they ended the match with the brass knuckles was pretty entertaining. You know, I love the fact that they continue to keep him going down this path of being a heel, because when they tried to force him to be a face before he faced Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, it felt really cringy, but this seems a lot more natural for him. And for Samantha to have the emotions, not wanting to announce that Logan Paul won at the end, I think that was a nice cherry on the top of the entire thing. But overall, I was happy for the match. I was happy for the moment, happy for Ricochet. Great job, guys. Hopefully, after this match, Ricochet continues to go in a straight line. Don't send him back down the main event. He don't need to go back. He just showed us why he should have better matches and better opportunities than he's had before. But also, moving on to the next match, okay? Or the next wrestler, I'm sorry. The other person is someone that everybody's happy about, okay? And my heart of hearts that I'm full of joy for it, and that's Skye for cashing in that Money in the Bank contract in that triple threat match between Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair. Now, before I get into the cash in, because I don't want to overshadow what the ladies did in the ring, the ladies had a fantastic match. I didn't expect anything less, because we know what these ladies did at WrestleMania, either against each other or in different matches. These ladies are great wrestlers. And there was a spot where Bianca Belair hit the 450 splash on Charlotte Flair while she was doing the figure 8 leg lock, and made my back feel like it's cracked. Like, oh my God, I can't believe she pulled that off. But hopefully Bianca Belair is okay. I see that she got hurt. Hopefully she has a speedy recovery and she can join what they got going on with Bobby Lashley over SmackDown, the whole new faction with the Street Profits. That's going to be dope. But at the end of the day, really good match, great moment for Skye. And what I love the most about the fact that Skye won, you can tell that she's really excited and happy about this, right? I've been watching her for a long time. I don't know her personally, but I don't think I've ever seen her this excited or smile this much publicly as much as I did now. Like, even on her Instagram, she just has stories on top of stories and videos of her being excited holding that belt. And you see somebody like that finally get their opportunity and they're extremely happy, you can't help but be happy for them, you know? Especially the people in Puerto Rico. I know they're going crazy, because if they was going crazy when she was wrestling Bianca out there at Backlash, imagine how they feeling today. Like, I'm just so happy for her. I can't wait to see what she can show people, how she is as a champion. She definitely deserves that. Like, I'm blown away by that moment. But anyways, continuing on, guys. So another match that we had on the card was Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, who I call the Super Saiyan Pastor. Now, I know I talked a lot of crap about their whole feud, right? And the thing I said, if you didn't watch my videos or anything, the thing I've said is that I felt like that they were stretching this feud out. And the point that they were trying to make about Cody Rhodes, they already made it. So they're making an additional match just to have an additional match for no reason. And the point was that Cody Rhodes, no matter how much you beat him down, break his bones, he's going to come back out the ring, try to find a way to get killed, get beat up, get broken down again. Basically, he's resilient. No matter what you do to him, he's going to continue to fight. He's going to continue to come back and do what he needs to do against Brock Lesnar. Now, I'm not going to lie, okay? I still feel that way. But this match right here, I feel like was the best match out of their trilogy, in my personal opinion. I enjoyed this match way more than the other two. I don't think the other two are bad, but I do like this the best. And I think it was a really good like cherry on top of everything else to see Brock Lesnar hug Cody Rhodes and raise his hand up in the air to show that they buried the hatchet. Now, what I wanted to know, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't happen, we still don't know why Brock Lesnar attacked Cody Rhodes in that tag team match. I get that that's old, and I know the easy answer to that is, well, it's Brock Lesnar. He's going to do what he wants, when he wants, with no explanation how he wants, and I get that. But I would think that Cody Rhodes, his character, would want to know what exactly caused the entire thing, what caused him, and maybe he'll ask about it tonight on Raw. But he would want to know why it happened so they won't, you know, go across those roads the same time again, right? No pun intended. But overall, I like this match. I was hoping that the Fiend came out and attacked Cody at the end, but it didn't happen. It's all good, but hey, let's move on to a new feud. I can't wait to see who Cody Rhodes faces next. Also, okay, so the next match we have is the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal. Now, this match right here was pretty entertaining. It was actually a lot better than I thought it was. And it was weird because when the match first started, I know it was supposed to be 20. It was like 50 people in that ring. Like, I was like, where all these people come from? Also, I want to applaud WWE because this match is sponsored by Slim Jim. And as I said in my last video, I was like, I hope they don't go too far with these advertisements like they did when they had the Mountain Dew, what is it called? Pitch Black. The Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, where they did the whole cosmic bowling thing. I hope they don't get too crazy with the advertisements here and replace the ropes on the ring with teriyaki flavored beef jerkies with Slim Jim logos all over it. Like, I hope they don't do nothing crazy like that. They were calm about the advertisement, which I appreciated, but ultimately, you know what I was happy about? You already know. Well, got my guy, LA Knight, winning the match, and I predicted that he would win by eliminating Sheamus, which was dope to see that in real life, so I just want to put that out there, you know, kind of a shameless plug. But at the end of the day, I thought it was a whole fun match. Amos came back. I knew he was going to eliminate a lot of people once a big guy comes in. That happens. But the other part that I thought was really cool is that Tommaso Ciampa, he did a whole lot in this match. He looked good in this match. So hopefully he stays healthy and they figure something out about him and put him together with DIY, because I love Tommaso Ciampa. Also, like, where has the Way been? Like, they've been gone away for a long time. Like, where have they been? Like, where's Gargano? Where's Candice LeRae? She could have a feud with Rhea Ripley. What happened to everybody else? Like, I don't know what's going on, but I guess we'll find out. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that LA Knight won. Some people have made comments online, right? And I barely pay attention to that stuff, but they're like, oh, why are you guys excited that LA Knight won a pointless match? Like, but for me, I'm like, he won. That's what we're happy about. Before, he wasn't on TV. Then he was losing on TV. Now he's on a pay-per-view, and now he won. And now that I think about it, every time he's on pay-per-view, he has like some type of sponsored match. You realize that? He had the Pitch Black and all this. But that's a win is a win. And then I guess if you look at any match that has no title involved, you can call those pointless matches as well. So at the end of the day, yeah, LA Knight won. So hey, you can be mad, you can be happy about it. At the end of the day, it happened. Okay, nothing we can do. We can't change the past. Let's move on to the next match, and that is Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey in the MMA rules match. Now, this match I was kind of intrigued about watching because, as I said in my last video, I didn't know what this was going to be. Come to find out, it was MMA rules, regular wrestling ring. I thought they were going to bring an octagon out, and maybe they'll bring out an official from like a mixed martial arts tournament or something. But they didn't do that. It would have been cool to see Cormier come out there, or maybe him being part of like commentary just for that match. But I thought the match was a lot better than people give it credit for. I saw the crowd there, they weren't really into it. Some people said that it wasn't that great, but I enjoyed the match. I had fun watching it. And like at the end of the day, like I was wondering like how are they gonna set this up, a predetermined MMA match? They gotta pull back punches because we all know with wrestling, the point is to have a great match, but also to protect yourself and protect the other person in the ring. So I was like, how are they gonna institute those things into a an MMA match. How is that gonna work? But as I was watching the match, they were actually hitting each other, and I was happy about that, and I give them salutes for that, because if there are two former MMA fighters in the ring having this type of match, and they sat there and threw punches trying to protect each other, I would have been highly disappointed. But the fact that they were throwing blows at each other, seriously, and if you see Shayna Baszler's picture on Instagram, you look at her face, she got hit a couple times, okay? And the fact that she ended the match with the Karafuda clutch and choked out Ronda Rousey, I thought that was a great ending. I'm so happy for Shayna Baszler here. This was Ronda Rousey's supposed last match. She's supposed to be going back to MMA from what she said. I got a feeling she's gonna be back in the next couple of years. If not, maybe the next year or so. But this is great for Shayna Baszler, you know, because the last time we seen her have a big push like this was back in NXT when she was crushing people's arms with her foot. But now as a face, it seems like she's getting a pretty good push. And I think, in my personal opinion, I think this was the biggest match of her career, in my personal opinion. One of the biggest pay-per-views or premium live events, statistically, financially, as far as attendees of all time for WWE, and she was on it and won this type of match. And I saw the crowd go crazy after the match was over when they saw the Karafuda clutch locked in. I thought it was dope, and I'm happy for Shayna. So hopefully they got a plan for Shayna, especially as a face. I want to see her face Rhea Ripley at Survivor Series for the championship. Like, that would be great to see. Hard-hitting, two powerhouse ladies, a great match. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed this match more than anyone else did from what I saw. Did you guys like this match? Let me know. The next match we have here is Gunther, the Ring General, versus Drew McIntyre for the IC Championship. Not much to say about this match because we knew what this was. We saw what happened at WrestleMania with these two guys, including Sheamus. Hard-hitting, chests getting chopped up. As I'm watching this match, like I did at WrestleMania, I felt like I needed to order some Bengay because my chest was burning just watching them chop each other. But it was a clean win. My prediction for this match was that Giovanni Vinci was going to come in and try to help Gunther, trying to prove to him that he was worthy and cost him the match. But of course, Gunther won the match. I was hoping that Drew won it because, I mean, it's time. Gunther had the title for a while, you know, for a long time. I think he's had the longest reign as IC champion. If I'm not correct, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. But Drew McIntyre, I feel like it's just time for him to win a belt in front of a live crowd because, you know, his World Heavyweight Championship match or title that he had during the Thunderdome era. I mean, due to I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I can say it without getting in trouble. Keyline Cove 19. I'm gonna call it that because of Keyline Cove 19. He didn't have a live crowd, so I think he deserved to have an experience with a title. And I thought that if he was going to take the title for Gunther at this big of a premium live event, this would have been a perfect place to do that. So obviously it doesn't happen. So I don't know if they're going to get a rematch at Payback. I'll be interested to see what happens next. But Drew deserves to get something, man. Something soon. Now, speaking of someone who needs to get something soon, the next match we have. Also, never mind. Also, speaking of someone who needs to have the title soon, we have Seth Rollins versus Finn Bálor for the World Heavyweight Championship, which was a really good match. Really good match. This match out of all the matches had the all-time pettiness in it. Seth Rollins coming out in the in-ring gear that he wore when he injured Finn Bálor, and then Finn Bálor attacking Seth Rollins' arm, trying to get him injured like Finn Bálor was at SummerSlam 2016. These guys were just all-time petty. And then Finn Bálor's mouth was bleeding at one point in time. This guy is like an easy bleeder. Like, he just be gushing. Like, I mean, I get what happened at WrestleMania, but I don't even know what happened to cause him to bleed this time. And I don't know the relevancy of the 7. Is that years or like you guys let me know. I don't know what the 7 was. All I know is after a while it got smeared up and it looked like his shoulder was bruised up, but it was just the paint. But at the end of the day, it was a really good match. These guys put on good matches together regardless. And the ending of it with Damian Priest trying to help Finn Bálor out by putting the briefcase in, and then Seth Rollins hit Finn Bálor with the curb stomp on top of the briefcase that Damian Priest was trying to help him with. And Damian Priest was looking at Seth Rollins at the end like, yo. He was like, yo, I messed up, bro. I messed up. He was looking at Seth like, Seth, please help me, bro. I don't want to go backstage. Finn gonna mess me up. And Seth looking at him like, hey, man, you did everything you can to cost me this title, bro. Whatever's coming to you is coming to you. And for a quick second, I thought, like, this is Seth and Damian Priest, are they working together? Is that why they were staring at each other? But then I just came out of my mind and was like, nah, it's probably Drew. I mean, not Drew, but Damian Priest just looking at him like, dang, I messed up. And Seth looking at him like, hey, man, you next now. So it was a really good match. It's a seeds being planted for the breakup of Judgment Day. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen tonight on Raw. I did have Finn Balor winning this whole thing, and Damian Priest coming in out at the end with the briefcase, but not cashing in and shaking his hand. But we'll see. We'll see. It's all roads lead down to the Judgment Day falling apart. And then we have the final match of the night, the main event. Speaking of main event, Jey Uso, okay, versus Roman Reigns in the Tribal Combat match for the biggest championship, the Ketchup and Mustard Championship belt. Now, here's the thing with this. I thought it was a good match. I like the callbacks. I like Jey Uso doing the SmackDown on Roman Reigns, an homage to The Rock. And it was a fairly good match. It was some good storytelling in there and things like that. I think the thing is with this match, and it's not in any fault of Roman or Jey Uso, I just already knew Jey was going to lose. You know, the other matches like Cody versus Roman, I thought Cody really had a good chance. The match with Sami Zayn versus Roman, I thought Sami really had a chance. This match, I knew that Jey has zero chance of winning. So maybe that sucked out a little bit of it for me. But I thought it still was a really good match. I thought it was still a really good match. And with Jimmy Uso coming in and pulling Jey out and super kicking him, it felt kind of weird in the moment. Like, it was shocking. I know some people had predicted that, but it feels like it was something added on just to stretch out the reign of Roman Reigns, right? No pun intended, because it felt like if that didn't happen, we wouldn't even have noticed it. You know, as you know, like if we think about Solo Sikoa and his whole thing with Roman Reigns right now, if all this stuff happens and Solo doesn't have a match against Roman Reigns, we'll be like, what the heck? Why? What was the whole point of building all that up? With Jimmy, if Jimmy would have never did what he did to Jey Uso, we wouldn't have never met. We wouldn't have noticed it. Like, it wouldn't even matter. So it just made me wonder, like, did they really have this plan, or they just threw this in here? And I'm wondering, like, with the fans, all these turns, everybody turning on each other so much on the bloodline, it's been good so far, but if they do it so much, will it get to a point where it desensitizes the fans, where they're no longer invested in the storyline? Or do they feel like the story's getting dry and they're just throwing random heel turns in there left and right? Because I can't think of really... I think if they gave it more time and Jimmy did that, then I think it would have been a little bit more impactful. But to do it now seemed a little early, you know? But I'm not like upset. It just seems a little early, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it was a great match. I knew that was Jey Uso. I thought it was Jimmy Uso when he came out, because he had the outfit on, he had the white shoes. I'm like, the Uso was the only one in the whole WWE universe that wear all black with white shoes. Like, they're the only ones. It couldn't be nobody else. Nobody else. They didn't have me fooled at all. But at the end of the day, it was still a pretty good match. Maybe they did that to kind of protect Jey. Maybe they did that. Maybe they want him to be champion in the future, but right now they wanted to protect him. But it would be cool at some point to see Roman Reigns actually just get a clean win, without all the overbooking, without all the interference happening and things like that. It would be cool one day. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow, but hopefully at some point it would have happened like pretty soon. But at the end of the day, man, overall from top to bottom, there wasn't a single bad match at SummerSlam. I loved it. I liked it from top to bottom. People may say the worst match was the Ronda Rousey match. If you say that, then that's still good, man. That was still a good match to me. Was it an amazing match? No, but it was still better than usual. We've had worse matches before. But anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Do you like this SummerSlam 2023 better or worse than either night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania? Can't wait to see what you guys got to say in the comment section. This is going to be interesting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.